Hello there, TJ Bellotti again. Thanks for stopping back. All right, today I want to talk about do mode. And what I mean by that is don't spend so much of your time or too much of your time worrying about administrative things, about organizing and planning and goal setting and none of the things that will make you money. You need to always be working in do mode. And what I mean by that is there is a time for planning. There's a time for setting up structure and setting up systems and working on things that will help your company have a strong base. But at the end of the day, you have to be doing. You have to be out there cranking out the work. It's one of the harder things to do whenever you're either self-employed or entrepreneur, however you want to look at that. And especially if you come from a background of being in business. At this stage of my, I guess you can say, career or business life, is I'm in a little bit of a weaker spot on this because I've always only worked for myself. For the last 25 years, it's all I've done. So to me, it's just second nature to always be working to move forward, working to grow. Because remember, every organization's doing one of two things, growing or dying. And your business is an organization. So even if it's just you by yourself, you're still an organization and you have to be growing. You don't grow by sitting down and writing a standard operating procedure manual. Now, you need it to move forward. You need it down the road, but that should not be 7 hours out of your 8-hour day, 5 days a week. You need to have your preponderance of time needs to be out there cranking out billable hours and cranking out progress and building and working with clients or looking for clients. Even looking for clients is doing, okay? Luncheons, networking. Honestly, they're not that big of a deal. Joining chambers of commerce or joining industry groups, they sound nice, but I got to be honest, I've never joined one in my life. Now, my brother's attended a couple, and they turned out to be kind of a waste of his time, and he pretty quickly backed off of it because it wasn't a do mode. It wasn't something that was moving us forward. What we really need to do as entrepreneurs is we have to do smart, professional work instead of just work, okay? And again, what I mean by that is you can sit around and be busy all day shuffling papers and worrying about, can I tweak my logo here or can I tweak this thing there? Yeah, those do have impact. But at the end of the day, you need to be out there doing whatever it is that you do. So if you're an electrician, you need to be either out there doing electrical work with billable hours to a client, or you need to be looking for the next client. If you spend 6 hours revamping your van because it's a little bit dirty or a little bit messy, you're not really moving forward. Yes, it's important to be organized and to have everything you need on your truck and to not waste time digging around a truck for a 3/4 inch clamp that if you would have had it organized, it would have taken you 2 minutes. But you really need to be spending your time doing. You need to be really all in on growth. At the very beginning, you should have set up your van in a certain way. The days that things are slow, you had a job cancel at the last minute. Take that 2 hours and reorganize the van and get back to billable work. And make sure that the work you're doing, and this is not just to the electrician, this is to everybody, make sure that the work you're doing is good, solid, professional work from the very beginning. A lot of us, nearly all of us, when we come out of the working for other people mode, we don't have that confidence yet to go into a client and say, this is how much this particular transaction is going to cost. If you want me to do it, I'm a professional. I will be here. I will do the work. It's 100% guaranteed. You can either pay my price or you can pay the next guy who's not going to have those guarantees. You have to be the one that walks in with the confidence. If you're scheduling work and the client says, but I need this in the next couple days, if you can do it in the next couple days and if you can deliver on that day, go for it. Commit to that date. If you have 4 or 5 things piling up and you tell all 4 or 5 of them, I will deliver on this date, and you know there's really no chance of you delivering on that date, you'll actually be hurting yourself because you'll start to first get overwhelmed. You'll start to get a little bit bummed out and depressed about it. And thirdly, you won't be able to deliver all of the work, or it won't be up to the professional standard that you want to be known for. So it would be better for you to say, you know what, I can have this done for you next Wednesday. I can deliver the most professional piece of work that you need on Wednesday of next week. That's the earliest I can do it. Think about that for a second. Let's say you are, let's say you're building a piece of furniture for a client. You're a cabinet maker. If you've already gone through the design phase and you've already got the commitment from the client, and they say, well, I need this by Friday, and you say, I'm sorry, I already have work scheduled. Out of respect for my other clients and for the professional way that I run my business, I'm not going to be able to deliver this till next Wednesday. That client is not going to start the cycle all over again with a completely unknown person, an unknown contractor, or unknown cabinet maker to try to get their work done by Friday. They're going to say, okay, well, if that's the best you can do, that's the best you can do. So remember that you have to be in do mode and be in a professional mode the whole time. You are always looking to be the professional answer to the client's need, because at the end of the day, that money that they're going to pay us, they worked hard for that money and they want the best possible result also. So sometimes you have to explain that to the client. You have to teach them a little bit. You know, this is what I do for a living. I do it well. And the earliest I can deliver this to you is on such and such a date. And then do everything you possibly can to get it to them on that date. But learn to schedule that work out. Learn to always be out there doing and growing. And be confident. You're the professional. If you don't feel that you are the professional, you better get up to speed pretty quick, because at the end of the day, we all want to work with the people that we consider the best or we consider the winners. Even when it's a commodity service like what we do, cleaning or landscaping or window cleaning, those are pretty much the same across the board. What makes the difference is us, the business owner. If a client of mine says, I need my windows done by next Tuesday, and we typically schedule out 30 days in advance, we'll tell the client or the potential client, we're going to do everything we can to find you a spot by next Tuesday. Unfortunately, we cannot promise that, because out of respect of all of our long-term clients, we give them certain scheduled dates and times, and we can't change that without their okay. So we'll try to find you a spot. But the earliest I can absolutely promise you is in 2 weeks. But we're going to try in the meantime to get you on by next Tuesday. They can either respect that and say, okay, you guys know what you're doing, we're going to expect you here, or they're going to say, forget it, I'm going to start all over again. And then they're still going to have a hard time trying to get someone there by Tuesday. Let's go back to the window cleaning for just 1 second. We consider ourselves as professional as we can. We have workers' comp on everybody. We have liability insurance. Everything is above board with us. Any client can call what is known in the industry as Bucket Bob. That's a guy with a bucket and a squeegee, and he'll go knock on the door and he'll say, I'll do the windows for half the other company. He's not insured. He might show up this month, but next month he might not. They're not what you consider a quote-unquote professional service. They haven't put in the work to be that professional level yet. Yeah, the client might have a quick gain by going to that type of contractor, but in the long run, we want to build long, deep relationships with clients. We want that broad base that's deep in relationship. If all the client is looking for is a one-time hit, they're not our client and we're not their company, and we can say that. We'd rather be a little bit slow in growth, but always growing, because you're either growing or dying, than taking that quick hit and it's screwing up something else. So keep those couple of things in mind. Be always in do mode. Make sure you're doing the most professional work possible, not just work. All right? We'll talk to you guys soon. If you have any questions, any topics you want me to talk on, put them in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll talk soon. Thanks so much.